Hey, everybody.
Welcome, Dumpster Goblins, one and all, to episode 3, the official episode 3 of another low effort. Yeah, we're not gonna go into that. Our 6 listeners who aren't the people.
No,
Who
no,
aren't the
definitely
people that I
not.
already told what happened, but
Just know, we would never lie to you.
yeah, our precious Dumpster Goblins.
Yeah, you live in a dumpster, and we feed you things every Wednesday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what have you been up to for the last week or so?
Oh, I've been a busy boy, but I've gotten around to watching one thing in particular.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be talking about the same thing,
hmm
because boy, is it something that people can talk about.
Yes, I think it's something that is cool. Netflix did. It was quite the experience, and I think we have some opinions on that one.
Yeah. No, we can get in that. I can. Before we get into the meat and bones of that, if we want to, I can shoot the shit real quick. I've been starting to play Shadow of Mordor. I think it is. It's the first one of those games.
Yeah. I think the next one is Shadow of War, and that one's
Yeah.
a garbage game for garbage people.
Yeah, for the whole. As much as I don't want to do loot box simulator. Also, I don't have like $70 to spend on video games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I got this one for like 10, but it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure I haven't done anything too major yet. I learned that I can't just run into the untamed wilds of Mordor, or I'll just
Right.
get killed over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that tends to happen in Mordor.
Yeah,
Something. Walk into Mordor.
yeah. One does not simply. Nice meme. Nice dead meme.
Nice meme. I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, we're trying.
It's a full moon. I'm strapping some electrodes to that one, bringing it back. Besides that, though, I am excited, Dan. I am excited and really, really sad at the same time.
What about?
Oh, because Monster Hunter is out.
Oh yeah.
And guess who doesn't have a PS4?
I also don't have a PS4.
No, it's the weirdest thing, Dan. It's the weirdest thing. Every time I see a trailer for it, my wallet just appears in my hand, and I don't know how this keeps happening. Like, I finished the trailer today, and I looked at I was like, man, why is my credit card out? This is weird. Why is Amazon open? This is so
It's
weird.
just staring you down. It's like, hey.
Yeah, no, this is the weirdest thing. It just keeps happening. Every time I hear about Monster Hunter, like, my wallet just flies out of my pocket into my hand, and the Amazon just opens up on my phone, and I'm just like, man, I mean, I'm already here.
Yeah, I mean, you're already like halfway there, and a PS4, you can get a used PS4 for like
Yeah,
a
right?
couple
I mean-
$100.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay.
See, that's what you have to do. Just trade in your Switch now
Yeah,
and get a PS4.
I'm done with
right?
it. Switch is over. I heard it on the news. Switch is over. Monster Hunter is now my religion, and
Yeah. I'm kind of excited. I think I'm going to pick up this one because literally everybody else I know is going to pick it up, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever really played a Monster Hunter game before.
I think, well, from what I hear, this one is the one to pick up if you're new. Like, they've taken out all the archaic nonsense.
Yeah. I watched, I think Pro Jared did a video on it I watched.
Yeah, and he really liked it.
Yeah, he liked it, but I'm kind of excited. I know, because you guys all played, what was the one on the 3DS?
Well, we played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and we played Monster Hunter Generation, which is like that's the better of the two, I think. But,
Okay.
But yeah, we played the crap out of that one, and that one was really fun. But it had all the problems of action game, like an action boss hunter game on a handheld with one analog stick. You can imagine you can put two and two together on the problems you'd have with that.
I'm guessing just camera view from one sort of thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, you get used to it, but it's always kind of an inconvenience. Like, and like it's a 3DS game, so like you're not gonna get blown away by the visuals. I mean, the animations are nice, and like things are. It's a really pretty 3DS game, but it is a 3DS game.
Yeah.
And man, seeing some of the monsters in World, ooh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited. Like I said, I'm probably gonna pick this one up, and
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited.
the major issue is the PC version, which is a version that I think everybody's picking up, is coming out in like fall.
yeah. Do you know why they did it that way?
I don't know. I don't really know. It better be optimized. It better be like the most optimized game.
Yeah, we're not gonna get a what is it? Arkham Knight, Arkham City.
Arkham
It's one of the Arkham games I know when they
Yeah,
did the PC port.
yeah, I know. This is the third one. The Arkham
think-
Knight Rises or some nonsense. I don't know. Arkham
Yeah.
Knight. It's Arkham Knight. Okay, I just...
It is Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that's Arkham Knight, and it was so bad, they took it off the store, then they brought it back, and it's still broken, and they just said, oh, I guess we're not fixing that.
Didn't they give like a full refund to everybody who bought that game?
Did they?
Or they offered it?
That doesn't sound like WB.
I'm pretty sure I saw something like that, because the PC port is like literally unplayable.
It's actually unplayable. It's bad. It's and they just gave up on trying to fix it, and they were like, eh.
Yeah. Oh, well, what are you going to do? It's not like they're going to take a net loss on that.
Yeah.
They made my $7 off of Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I mean, they made my like $2.50 off of Arkham City.
Yeah. Actually, I might, depending on how much I like Shadow of Mordor, I might try to pick up one of the Arkham games later, because the combat styles are pretty similar.
I think you would love Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I think those are fantastic games, especially for someone who is as into comics as you are.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to check it out. Like, I'll see. I'm starting to get to that point where I have a little bit of, like, if I can buy cheap games, I'll start picking them up, but...
Right, and they are cheap, probably. I mean, you just wait for a sale.
Yeah,
they go on
that's
sale all the time.
Glory of Steam.
So.
Thank you, Gaben.
Yep, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Based Gaben. Besides that, though, I saw Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, finally.
Yep, got around to it. Finally, saw it the very legal way, the way God intended.
Isn't it on Netflix yet?
No, it's not on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I will not question your legality. How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot. I have some issues with it, and most of it just comes down to I think it was a little too fast-paced. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of breathing room in the movie. Like, things just kept happening like Spitfire, but the things that were happening were pretty funny. So
Yeah. No, I get that, and I see what you mean, because I think we've talked before about how too many of the, like, it's kind of, do you agree that movie is what Guardians of the Galaxy 2 kind of should have been?
Yes and no. I mean, I know I liked Guardian of the Galaxy 2, but I think the humor from this movie, if they could have, like, meshed the two, because, like, as a character thing, I think this is kind of a non-movie. I think the Hulk had some moments, and I think they were trying to pretend Thor had some moments, but I don't think he actually grew any as a character besides, like, some, like, actual power things that happened to him.
Yeah.
And, like, there were some big story moments in it, like, with Asgard, but I don't think he really grew as a character. I think Loki kind of grew in a sense, but I don't know. It was a really funny movie, but there was almost no real drama in the movie because it was trying to be funny. It was very much an action comedy.
Yeah, it was like campy fun. It was it's another dumb superhero movie.
Yeah, it is a dumb superhero movie. I think some of the improv in it was kind of weird sometimes. Like it kind of like what are we doing? What are we trying this? But then some of it really hit, like that frickin' when the elevator scene where they were like talking about like doing that maneuver on those guys. The help me.
Yeah. The help me.
Like
help
that
me.
one. That one got me. I was. Help me! Just tosses him out. It's great. It's great. That was fantastic. The Doctor Strange stuff was really good because it was just really funny.
Yeah, I mean that to me, I like Doctor Strange showing up, but it felt a little like, oh hey, it's another superhero.
Yeah. It was super forced cameo, but if you're gonna force a cameo, at least it was short. It was inoffensive and it was funny. So
yeah. It's kind of like when what's his name, Falcon or Hawk showed up in Ant-Man. They're kind of like, oh hey, check out the other superheroes.
Other people's it exists. Also, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to make sure that people don't forget about Falcon, because I know I do.
Yeah, I mean he is such a non-character. Like freaking Hawkeye is more interesting than him, and that's just because Hawkeye
is awesome.
They tried to do. Yeah, he's cool.
I like Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye. I like him. He's great.
Yeah. I like him, but they kept on. I think it was the second Avengers movie. They tried to like throw up the death flags.
Oh yeah, no, they were like they were no. I think I don't know if we saw it together. I don't think we did, but
I don't know. I saw it a few times in theaters.
Yeah, but I don't know, whoever I was with at the time. I was like saying like they totally did it. Spoilers for Avengers 2. if you somehow haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, so please go and see it. It's pretty good. Not as good as the first one. Pretty good. But when Quicksilver dies, you can just see him turning to the camera, and it looks like it's like, yeah, bet you thought you thought Hawkeye was gonna die, huh? Super weird. I'm dying. Bleh, I'm dead now.
They bait and switched us hard.
Oh, totally. It was still a fine movie. But Thor Ragnarok, really good. Action scenes were awesome. The fucking rock guy is the best character Marvel's made in forever.
Yeah.
Rock guy and Bug Person. I love them. They are the best.
I love that scene at the end, and it's just I don't know who voices the rock guy. I know I looked it up, but he's just so plain talking the entire time. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's when he's holding the bug guy, then it's like, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead, and then he like moves because he's just like, the bug guy's just a torso, and then the bug guy moves. He's like, I guess he's not dead.
so cool. Good. When Loki's talking to him in the cell, and then they just runs up and he's like, "Piss off, ghost!"
Yeah.
Runs in and starts kicking the walls.
Piss off, ghost. I like that.
He's the best.
People
I love that guy.
Him.
I hope he comes back.
So, speaking of watching things, I think I can blow off the show that we were planning on talking off real quick to bring up another...
Bring it up.
Yeah, another continuation. Well, I think I'm going to blow that off. We can do another continuing segment for our lovely dumpster goblins. So, the first episode, Trey and I challenged each other to kind of watch a show that we think the other would like, right? And, Trey, if you kind of want to ease them into what we're going to do now, and go ahead and do your worst.
So, the idea here, and this is we are... gonna flip-flop them. So the first one is we give people show ideas that we think they are gonna like, and this time we are gonna give a show to the other person that we think they are gonna hate, and we're gonna live it up. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. I mean, the other person's gonna enjoy themselves just hearing about the next week about how much they hate that show.
Yeah, hopefully hate. And then another kind of continuation of this. So I've had a beef with a long-running anime. A lot of people love it. Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I just call it Hunter x Hunter. It's whatever.
Yeah, but Trey has kind of wanted me for years to start watching that one, and I gave up on it about when the Chimera Ants show up, which is like 100 episodes in.
Yes.
But I am gonna have to go back to it. So that's another one that I'm gonna have Trey and the Dumpies hold me to.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold you to it. You're gonna finish.
You guys are the dumpies. I'll get there.
You dumpy boys and girls. But yeah.
I got about 50 episodes left of that. But that's another one that is going to be a continuing adventure. So Trey, why don't you go ahead, do your worst. What program do I have to ingest through my eyeballs?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. All right, so what I want you to watch is the cinematic masterpiece, Berserk 2016.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, I know Berserk is your favorite anime, or your favorite manga, I should say.
Yeah. I don't think I have never seen a good... I mean, I guess the 1997 one was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched anything of Berserk. I've read, like, the first book of the manga, I think.
Yes.
So the first volume.
Well, you're in for a treat. You're
good.
in for a lovely, lovely treat. It's fantastic. You turn it on, and I want to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I know it's CGI dumpster fire, but we'll see how that goes.
Yes, and they made 2 seasons, so I got plenty of ammo.
Yeah, that shit got a sequel somehow. That thing has more seasons than Firefly.
Just think about that. Think about that when you're in the shower and you just start crying for no reason, because I know I have.
Oh, don't you worry. I got plenty of reasons to cry.
All right. So what do you got for me? Bring it on. Hit me with your worst.
This one I know you said you hate the animation style on it.
Yes. Okay.
We've talked about it before. It's a Netflix original series, and it stars comedians it stars comedians I genuinely like, but you have to watch Big Mouth.
Can't wait. I sure do love that art style.
Yeah. I mean, I keep on hearing that people either love or hate that show, but I don't know.
I mean, if I can not throw up in my mouth, I guess maybe I'll like it. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe just like watch it with your eyes closed, not have to stare.
Yeah. Also, I appreciate you softballing me this one. You just low handing this one to me, and then I just like threw a goddamn javelin missile at you with Berserk.
Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm hoping Big Mouth is just god awful.
Yeah.
It's John Mulaney, and I love John Mulaney.
Yeah. So that means next time when we do this, you're probably just gonna throw like something actually terrible at me, and you're just softening the blow, and the next one's gonna actually destroy my psyche.
I'll make you watch some Moe garbage or something.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I sure do love Moe.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, something with little sisters in anime.
Oh, please don't. I swear. if you give me goddamn Manga Sensei,
No,
we're not friends anymore.
No, see, I don't want to make you watch Aramanga Sensei because I don't want you to figure out that you'll like it. And then
what?
I'd be so scared.
I'm just gonna call you. I'm gonna voicemail my suicide note to you, and it's because I found out I like Aramanga Sensei.
No, not even that. You just hold on to it. You get a body pillow of the main characters, all of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we'll report back on that. I think we're still making progress on our shows
yeah.
the other person likes.
Yeah, I'm making progress. I don't think I'll be done by next episode, but done in the next 2 episodes probably.
Yeah, I think I should be done. Oh, I don't know where I am. I think I'm almost done with the first season of Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. Speaking of anime, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, this one's gonna take us a while, I think. So let's really dig into this one.
Yeah. So
yeah, you can explain this one. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think I've been talking a lot too. We just always talk. Devilman Crybaby is a show on Netflix. For those of you, Netflix has done this thing before where it's a Netflix original series, a Netflix original anime, I should say.
Right.
They've done this thing before where they take the anime, get the American license, and then call it a Netflix original.
Yeah, so most of the Netflix original anime you see on Netflix isn't made by Netflix. They just get the license and they just plop it on there and just kind of pretend they made it. So like Magi and Seven Deadly Sins and stuff like that. That's not actually Netflix didn't make it. They just had the license.
Yeah, and this one they like made from the ground up. It's based on an old manga. Like I think the manga's from the 80s, the original.
Yeah, it's pretty old. It's 80s. I think you're right.
Yeah, and I watched a little bit of the original Devilman series, just some bits and pieces here and there, and it was pretty interesting. It's not a happy show.
Oh, definitely not. So when you say you watched the original, do you mean you watched the original TV series, or you watched that amazingly dubbed OVA that I heard about?
I don't think I watched the OVA. I watched some bits and pieces of the TV show. The one scene I remember from the TV show that I watched back in the day is Devilman's fighting like this female demon, and he just rips her tits off and then eats them.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's from the OVA or what.
I have no idea. I mean, I think I've told you before, I didn't even know this show existed until you told me about it. I had never heard of it. I'd never heard of it, like, ever. Devilman had never come up.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the old Devilman, like I said, but this show, like, snuck up on me. Also, dear Netflix, Netflix's recommendations, I feel like, are always off. Because they were like, oh, you watched Seven Deadly Sins, which is a Japanese cartoon, so watch this. And those shows are completely opposite.
Hey, they have biblical references.
Yeah.
In the title. Dan, they're the same show.
I mean, sure, they're pretty close, but Seven Deadly Sins, they were happy, they were fun,
go-lucky. That's a fun, happy time show, most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Nobody's allowed to die until, like, right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, fuck this show.
Oh, this show. I think, I remember I told you the day after I, like, binged, like, 8 episodes in a row of this show. I actually couldn't sleep the night after I literally just stared at my ceiling for the whole night. Because I just was like, I just had so many things going through my head after seeing it.
Yeah, no, I didn't get quite as existential finishing it. I also know
you knew the ending already. So like, because I think you told me you already knew the ending because of the older series. So
I knew the ending of the original. I didn't know how much they were going to change going into this series. And we're going to talk about the ending. I'll try and keep an eye on our time here and give y'all a warning if we start getting into spoilers territory.
Right.
Because we got to get those listens in. Listen for as long as you can.
Yep.
No, so I guess we can talk a little more about this show. So the show is a Netflix, like they made it from the ground up. The animator and the studio that made it, the guy who directed it, and I guess like one of the chief animators is behind another weird show, Ping Pong the animation.
Yeah, which I hear is good. I've never seen it.
I hear it's pretty good. Yeah, I haven't really watched a ton of it. I've seen like the animation, and it's very weird. You're an arty guy. If you want to talk on it,
I mean, it's one of those. It's very unique, which is, I mean, is always kind of, there's always a novelty to unique and like animation styles. But it's always one of those things where you can't tell if it's being ugly on purpose or if it's like was a stylistic choice or whether or not even that even matters. Like it's just like some shot, like from the clips I've seen of the ping pong, it's like sometimes it is like the craziest crap you'll ever see for a sports anime. Quote unquote sports. I don't know how sportsy it actually is, but
it's pretty sportsy. They follow a lot of like the actual players and their lives.
And I think that style. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that really fits with a sports anime. So like that kind of, because like I don't know. I think this style of animation works a lot better for something like this, like some crazy biblical existential. Like commentary on humanity with like crazy monster designs and not so animation. I think works a lot better in something like Devilman than it does in a sports anime. I don't know. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely off base on that one. But
no.
For me, the animation style was kind of a turn off. That's why I didn't watch it. Cause like, why would I watch that when Haikyuu exists? Like I don't know. Like,
yeah. Also, why would you watch any sports anime when Haikyuu exists?
Yeah. Eye Shield was pretty good. Ippo is pretty good. I don't know. There are a lot of good sports anime.
I was like, if you count Ippo as a sports anime, I like Ippo. Ippo.
I count it as a sport. It's very much a sports. Like the arc is very sports. Like
yeah. No, I like Ippo. I think I just watched it last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's beside the point. Yeah. So the show, it looks gross, not like gross almost. It looks weird. I think when I started watching the first episode, there's just some weird things. Oh, actually. Okay, if you want to see the pinnacle of how this animation looks in this show, look up a clip of the guy running in it.
Oh yeah, the running scene.
Just anytime that like the devil men run, like anybody who's got demon blood in them runs, they like do this weird
crouch run thing where they like they run on all fours, but it's really weird looking. So like it's,
I was gonna say they don't like run on all fours, but they move their hands like they're going to. And
they're not actually. Yeah, they don't actually use the hands for anything. They just kind of wave them in circles around them. It's really odd looking.
Yeah, no. There's one part where I think it's like in the later episodes. These two of them are having a race, and the one character's just like spinning their arms around the side of them.
They're just windmilling their arms, and it's very weird. Like it's not. I would say it doesn't look good. The thing is. Like, I think the first 3 episodes, I was definitely not sold in the art style. Like, there are some scenes, like the club scene, where I thought the art really worked. Like, I thought that really worked in that scene. And then you see other scenes where it's just like, oh, is this as gross on purpose? Or, like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the art style. But, like, after episode 4, like, I don't know. It started really growing on me, and by the end of the series, I was, like, really into it.
Yeah, I thought the last episode looked genuinely good.
Yeah, looked great, and like the episode the last 3 episodes look fantastic. Like the episode, I think it's not 8. Is it the one with the dad and the kid?
That one's episode 8. Yeah.
Yeah. That one I felt really uncomfortable. Like the characters were very expressive and very. It's weird because there's no shading. None of the characters are ever shaded. They just have like solid colors the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just lines and solid colors. They're very, very rarely shaded unless they're like in a really dark area, and even then usually they're not. So
even then they're usually just
you don't really you didn't really expect it, but like that scene really hurt to watch. Like when he's just like I'm not saying anything just yet. I'll probably bring it up later. But like what that I'm not going to be specific just yet, but it's that character when he's doing something, it is very, very hard to watch, and I think it's very like the fact that like after I watched that episode, I felt dirty. I was just like, I was like, man, that's very effective animation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, like, the animation, I think it only bugged me in the first episode, and that was just, like, when it was just, like, the characters, like, just look doofy.
Yeah, like, there, especially like Rio at one point looks really goofy, and it just doesn't look good in the early.
Yeah.
I don't know if like they didn't like. I think they kind of grew into the animation as they went.
I think also Akira is the
Yeah.
guy's name who becomes Devilman, right?
Yeah.
Akira Fudo.
Fudo, yeah, and then Rio
Yeah.
is his buddy.
Yeah, I think like because when he gets possessed by Devilman, spoilers for episode 1.
How dare you? How dare
yeah.
you?
But they completely change how his character model looks, and I think like he just looks bad. Like he looks dorky. They do it on purpose before he becomes Devilman, but yeah, he just looks bad. I think, and I think they just were like, oh, we're only going to use this model for one episode, so they just didn't bother to make it look good.
And I think a lot of what makes it good is just the fact that it's I think the storyboarding, like whoever I'm assuming the main like the lead did most of the storyboarding. He is very, very good at setting up the scene. There's an episode, I think it's episode 4, where not really spoilers, but Akira is going to find his friend, his sister character, the person he lives with. And she's at the bathhouse, right? And the part where the music switches from her theme to like a warped version of her theme. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That really got. I was like, it's good. It's so good.
The music is so good in this show.
Yeah, like it's just like, but like the transition is just so like, like it's so innocent at first, and then like it just then like I literally like, actually for the first time I heard it like skip, I was like, wait, did the audio just fuck up? Like, is the audio bad now? Like, what's going on? And then like it skips again, and then like then that like synth starts coming in, and I'm like, oh no. No.
There's just like that one synth beat that they always go to, and I love it in that show. And it's just like, also this show has so many like, oh hey, shit got real music moments.
Yeah, and it's very diverse. Like, it's not I've listened to the soundtrack. It's not a very long soundtrack for an anime. Like, it's very like there aren't a whole lot of tracks, but the tracks are so diverse. Like they cover such a wide range that like they're very effective. Like that's a really good soundtrack, and it's very like on point. Like there's not a whole lot of duds.
Yeah, I love that. The animation too. One thing that we should bring up before we talk about the show too much more. If you're like, oh, this show sounds interesting, this show is very not PG. It is.
Oh no! If you're squeamish, if you're squeamish about things, do not watch.
Yeah,
this.
It's like full on. There's a ton of gore on screen, and it's like fully shown.
Yeah, lots of nudity. Lots of really messed up things happening to high schoolers. So if that bothers you, then no, get out.
This is one of those anime that like it has a point to it too. It's not like senseless gore.
Oh, definitely not. It's very, 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 very poignant. Like I think it's very much like on purpose choices, but it's like there are some if you're squeamish, there are some things I actually don't mind gore at all and things. There are some parts where I'm just like I'm uncomfortable. Like
No, there was just like that first club scene in the first episode. I think we can talk about it without spoiling. But there's like a part where when they start summoning demons, this woman's boobs just turn into like these giant snake demons, and like her nipples become fanged mouths.
Yep.
And then there was that scene, and then like a little bit after, there's one scene, and this scene still sticks with me because it was so, first of all, well animated. Second of all, the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. But there's just like a guy having sex with a girl, so you see like her legs up around the guy, and then her legs just turn into like these giant mouths with teeth, and they just like slice the guy in half. And I was like, that it was so cool. Like it was so well animated,
very creative. So, like, the transition was great, but oh my god, is it gross. It's like
I was just like, that's fucked up.
That's messed up. That is messed up, and it does not get better. That is not. It gets worse. Like especially towards the last third of it is awful. Like if you're like for that kind of thing, episode 9 is
episode
bad.
9. Well, let's give it like 5 more minutes without
spoiling. I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying. I'm on topic. It's there are at the end of the show is worse than the beginning, and the beginning is fucked. So like that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
no, the show, it's like they're just gross things, weird things. There's one fight with a demon that is just fucking.
Yep.
Like it's sky fuck.
It's just sky rape. Fuck. I don't really know what. I'm not exactly sure.
It was sky fucking, and then I think it turns into sky rape. It's weird.
It's weird. It's bad, but it has a point because like. I'm very much a proponent. I like if there is gore in something, I think there has to be a reason for it. Like, if Elfenlied, I think, is terrible. I think it's a terrible. Mirai Nikki, I think, is terrible because it's just violence for the sake of violence. There's no real reason for any of the things that are happening. It's just like, oh hey, shock value, haha, this guy turned into blood confetti, like the blood pinatas everywhere. And I think this show, the things that are happening are very like it's trying to make a point about the human condition and like how similar humans are to demons when one thing goes wrong. And I think it's very much trying to make a point about that. So like the shock value is on point with one exception. I think the part with the turtle demon, I think that was kind of, I don't know, one, I don't really understand why it had to happen, and two, I think it was too abrupt. There was not really a...
Yeah, that one was a little weird. I think it was like that in the original manga, too. And
yeah, I think that's just... There wasn't enough build-up for it, so it was like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't care about any of the characters who died in that, so it was just like...
Yeah, well, I think this show is so... It tries to, like, just gut punch you so many times. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about it. Let's give it like a couple more minutes, and then we
sure. So yeah, what else did you like and or dislike about it? I want to hear your opinions on it. I've been talking about a lot of things, so give me.
No, you're good. Well, because we were talking animation, and I mean, like for me, like animation just kind of is one of those things I don't know a lot about, but I do know that. I think the example I always hear is like Konosuba. They don't stay on model, I think is the right way of saying it.
Yeah,
and this show is also very much that.
Oh yeah, like characters just morph into things all the time. Like it's on purpose. Like it's definitely not coincidental that they do some of the things they do.
Yeah, or like the squash stretch animation style. I
really
like
squash and stretch. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one I think they put a lot of emphasis on like the stretch, especially with the running and the characters. Mm-hmm. Also, a lot of the characters are just especially his sister character is just like genuinely likable.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, because again, I didn't watch the original stuff. I hear like in the manga they didn't actually focus that much on any of the side characters. It was just mostly just like it was kind of like a monster of the week thing that just kind of turned into something else at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at this one, they spend a lot of time on the side characters. Like they like. The most interesting plot is honestly like with his sister's friend, and like her.
Miko.
Yeah, Miko. I thought her side story was actually probably the most like interesting non demon, I guess, sort of demon related thing that happens. It's just really cool. I thought that was really interesting, and that's not even in the manga from what I hear. It's very briefly like it's hardly explained at all in the manga.
Yeah.
And his sister's not like she's just kind of there in the manga.
Yeah, she does the same thing that happens to her in the show happens in the manga.
Yeah, but like
not
as
hardcore.
Yeah, but this one is so much more. I think it's so much more important. It hits you so much harder because because you care about her genuinely. Like she is such a good character.
Yeah.
I mean, good isn't, like, literally good. I don't know if she's, like, a good character. I think she's a little two-dimensional, but she's very much... She's very good, like, she's a good person, so it's, like, it really hurts you when she's, when things happen, so...
Yeah. I guess one other thing I'll say, and this will be the last point I'll touch on before we get into spoilers, because it's almost spoilery, but, like, there's some stuff that happens in the show that has humanity kind of, turn into an us against them, and they focus a lot on social media and how that can kind of play an aspect of these mob mentalities. Mm-hmm. And I just really kind of liked it because they kind of showed it was like from episode to episode, it was like overnight. I kind of listened to another podcast with a bunch of weeb YouTubers, so Mother's Basement, Giguk, and I think the anime guy they had on there.
Okay.
But yeah, they were talking, I stole that point from there because I thought that was just so cool. It shows like how Rio, who is kind of one of the driving points of the plot, he ends up like using Twitter to convey his methods and just seeing how because he just reaches the people and makes them react through what he says in just a few characters.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's very it hits really home in our current day where like Twitter can like really like stir people up sometimes, so it's just like I think it's a very good use of social media. Like they didn't go like full on like CSI he's hacking the mainframe or nothing. It's very good use of like social media. It's good.
Yeah, and the shows that they kind of like get it, and I think this show makes a lot of points. But yeah, for the little bit, let's throw up some spoiler tags here, or I'll just say spoiler like 5 times.
Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you don't turn off the podcast now and you're bad because we spoiled things, then you are no longer a dumpster goblin. You are just a goblin, and
you're just a regular goblin. Get out of our dumpster.
Get out of our dumpster. It's nice and cozy here. We have this nice half-eaten McChicken. Get out. It's mine now.
So yeah, I'll give it like 5 more. I'll just keep on filling some time here in case you're reaching for your phone while you're driving. Just don't drive and podcast.
Don't
turn it off.
If you have to hit a pedestrian, it's okay. This is important.
Yeah, pull over, turn it off. So let's talk about. How do we want to like talk about spoilers? Do we want to get in just from the ending, or
I think we should talk about the ending first, just because that's probably the most contentious thing about the whole thing, because that's where like the big changes happen. Like the last episode is like when things get like what?
Yeah. No, so the show ends, and it does end same as the original one, so I knew it going in, but Trey, you went in blind.
Blind, 100%. I'd never heard of anything, like, it just came out of nowhere for me, so, I guess first off, since it's a spoiler, we can just say, Rio is Satan, the actual literal Satan, so that's, that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and I guess we kind of didn't touch on why Rio made his friend Akira turn into Devilman. He kind of wanted to fight demons with him, is what he says.
Yeah.
But then he kind of figures out, he has amnesia and figures out that he is indeed, Satan.
Yep, actual Satan. And
literal Satan.
So I had to actually do some research. I had to actually like go I had to like look up things about the ending to this to the show, because I was really, there were some things that they just don't explain about it, like, or they touch on it, but they're so ambiguous about it they don't actually like give you any details. So like I had to dig deep for some of this shit, because like it's not well explained. But this show actually canonically is actually the it's canonically after the manga and the TV show, which I thought was really weird. Like and it brings up weird things, like the fact that Devilman is people know what Devilman is in the actual in the show. The TV show exists in their universe, but
I think the little brother character is watching.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with it. Akira's character becomes Devilman because he's seen the show and like everybody's seen it, but that's actually a nod to the fact that this is a loop. Satan is in a loop right now. He's been through this before, but he keeps forgetting it, and there's a lot of metaphors in the last episode, like the baton pass scene that happens multiple times at the very end, where he keeps dropping the baton because he keeps looping, and he keeps refusing what the angels are trying to teach him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he betrayed heaven, and the angels and God are not very nice in this universe, so they keep looping him over and over. They keep resetting Earth every time that he destroys it, and making him suffer.
Yeah, I don't think we hit the big point. The show ends. Everybody fucking dies.
Everybody fucking dies. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody except Satan. I guess Satan kind of dies.
Yeah, Satan dies / is reborn when the world restarts. Because Satan basically makes humans all kill each other. We can touch real briefly on the things in episodes 8 and 9 are fucked up, man.
They're fucked up. Those are the ones, like, honestly, all the existential nonsense at the end, like, as cool as it is, I think it was implemented poorly, because again, they didn't explain it very well. Things just kind of kept happening. I really, really wish they would have done 11 episodes and like split it up, because like the first half of the episode 10 is just like Rio talking about fucking demons before humans, and like how demons are evolving constantly in this Jurassic Park style nonsense war. It's just not
it's just like
good.
A backlog dump.
This is a huge exposition dump at the beginning, and then like they just throw so much information at you. It's just not good. But like the episode 9 and 8 are such a good good, quote unquote good, like not good in like the sense that everything horrible happens to all the characters you like, but it's a very good conclusion to those characters because it's such a gut punch.
Yeah, no, we can get into those because there's the moment that got me was so fucked up.
Yeah. What is the moment? Yeah. What is the moment you got?
Yeah.
That got you. I gotta
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Well, yeah. First, I think I'm just going to touch on. Well, actually, okay. There's two. So in the final episode too, the thing that I really, really like about it is there's a part where Acura Devilman gets all the other Devilmen, which are like half demon, half people.
Yeah.
They're people who've been possessed by demons but are able to keep a human heart. So they say.
Yeah.
So they don't fully become demons because demons are bad in this show.
Yeah, demons are bad.
You know, demons. But he gets them all to like rally together, and they're gonna fight Satan with the last of humanity, and it's like this big triumphant moment, and then he just dies. He just gets killed.
Satan just kills Akira, just straight up murders him like in like one scene. It's
there's like a cool fight with it, but
yeah,
he's just like.
But you never feel like Akira ever has the upper hand against Satan. Like Satan is literally he has one expression the whole fight. He's just kind of amused the whole time, and he doesn't even care.
Yeah. He's kind of like the big bad from every other anime, but done right.
He's actually unbeatable, so it's like unbeatable by anybody from Earth. So like you can obviously see he doesn't care. This is amusing to him. He thinks that him and Akira are just kind of playing around.
No, it's definitely that.
Yeah, and it's just like, and at the very end, he just like, oh hey, I'm gonna shoots a laser beam, just kills him. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I guess that's one other thing I can say really quick I liked about the show is Devilman was never like, he was strong, but he was never OP. He almost lost the fight to that one demon.
Yeah, he almost loses a lot.
Yeah, the one demon, like, he would have died, but she just died halfway through because she was bleeding out or something.
Yeah, and like the other demon, the head of the demon people, like when he comes in a couple of times in the very last few episodes, and like it's very obvious Devilman doesn't really like, he almost loses his wings in the last fight with them, and it's just like, wow, he's very much he's not out of his league, but he is very he's evenly matched with all the other demons, or most of their demons.
Yeah, and that's another thing I really liked.
Yeah, I mean, OP protagonists can get kind of boring unless you're like One Punch Man or something.
Yeah, One Punch Man is so good. Season 2's happening eventually.
I'm excited.
Yeah, but let's get into the gut punch moments. So episode 8, there's this little brother character throughout the series.
Yep.
And you already know what this moment is, but the little brother character basically is like idolizing the old Devilman TV show and is like super curious about demons. And then he ends up getting possessed.
Yep.
And it kind of came out of left field. I didn't know where. I think it was just because he was doing all the research into it.
Yeah, I guess the research possessed him. I think he doesn't get possessed on screen. The only indication is he gets these rings around his eyes, and that's when you can tell these demon things are happening.
Yeah, but basically, but at this point, like, humanity has already been informed about how demons are existing and real because Rio like implemented this whole plan. We can talk for like 20 more minutes on this, but we'll just talk like the gut punch moments. Yeah. But basically, so humans and humanity are hunting down demons now. So the little brother, who is the little brother of Miki, who's basically the sister character, but the little brother and the little brother's mom, so Miki's mom, run away and are like hiding out.
Yeah, because she finds out he's a demon.
Yeah.
After he eats their dog.
Yeah, he eats like a dog that was left out. I don't think it was their dog because they had a cat.
I mean, she was walking it. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't her dog.
Oh, but, maybe. I don't know. Moral of the story. So they're hiding out, and then the dad character like comes to try and find them. And he finds them in this tent, and he just sees this demon eating his wife. Yep. And the demon is the son, and he figures that out because he calls the cell phone and the ringtone, and oh my god! And then he's like standing there crying, and he's like holding. Yeah,
that actually I think you and me we both had to. I think that was the biggest gut punch for me too, actually, because like it's really hard to watch him suffer through whether or not he's gonna shoot his son, right?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, and I thought he was going to shoot himself.
Yeah, like they animated his face so well, and like the scenes are so well like set up. There's just like, man, what if you were presented with a choice like that? Like, how do you even do that situation? And it's just so hard to watch.
Yeah, it was so real. And then like the moment actually doesn't get resolved because like some SWAT agents show up and then just shoot the shit out of all of them.
Yeah, they just kill everybody, and it's just like.
Oh my god, yeah, we could. I don't think we can do that moment justice, but that's
No, yeah, I think that's probably the most touching scene, with one exception, Made in Abyss. I think that last episode is pretty equal, in my opinion, on like the feels factor on that one. But like, that is a hard scene to watch, that's for sure. And then the next episode too, what I also thought was hard to watch was when Miki dies.
Oh my fucking god! That entire scene where
that
he's,
entire
like,
scene is just so. I love to run.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, and we should say too. So I think kind of the build up there. It's kind of found out in the second to last episode that Miki is the anchor that lets Akira keep his humanity.
Yeah.
As Devilman. So they find out that he's Devilman. I think Rio outs him.
Yeah, Rio outs him because he goes up and says that people who aren't satisfied with society become demons, which just makes things worse, obviously.
Yeah. So there was that part, and then basically people found out that Miki was harboring him, and she did a Twitter post or a Tumblr post basically that was like, "Hey, I think we should be okay. I've known him, and he's a good person." But people still just prosecute her. And
yeah. And they want to kill her, and they want to kill him, and it's...
Yeah, and there's scenes where, the people break in. There's basically this Japanese street hoodlum gang that's been...
Yeah, and they're,
friends with
they're
them.
Great, too. Those are great characters,
Well,
too.
half of them end up betraying her.
Yeah, half of them do, but, the two that don't,
the two that don't...
pretty good characters.
Yeah, have this whole last stand thing. They get the shit murdered out of them.
Yeah.
But then they, have that whole scene, and then... there's a part where Miki runs away with the other Devilman girl, and she sacrifices herself to let her get away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my god, that last scene. And the entire part...
Yeah.
It's I think it's about 2 minutes of the episode. It cuts between Miki running away from them and Akira as Devilman running back to save her.
Yeah, and then, he comes to the house, right? And he just sees... her head on a stick.
All their heads are on pikes with the house burning. That was so
funny. Behind it is so fucked. Oh my god, it is the worst. But to the point I was gonna say is that I think it's very good because it shows that the demons and the humans aren't that different. But people like to the whole point of the war and stuff is just the us versus them sort of thing, and then at the very end of it, you see that humans are just as bad. The demons don't have to push very hard. The very thought that somebody could be a demon is enough to push people to turn into horrible monsters. And this is right after Akira just got pelted by rocks trying to prove that demons and humans could work together, Devilmen and humans could work together.
Yeah, he was saving a bunch of people who weren't demons.
Yeah, humans aren't so bad, and demons aren't so bad, and they can work together. And then right after that, it's gut punch. Wait a minute. Humans are just as bad as demons.
Yeah. Well, I think one other thing I really liked about that is in half of these TV shows, whenever you see a mounted head, it's clean and the person they have their eyes rolled back, and this was not. It was dirty, gross,
it was
bloody,
dirty, gross.
Her eyes were glazed over. It was
hard to watch. We keep saying that it's hard to watch. You will actually have, I think, unless you're you're not affected by that kind of thing, which there are people who aren't.
Yeah, sociopaths.
Yeah, I guess. But yes. But I think most people's reaction is man, this is not this is hard to watch. I'm watching this, you're watching this and you're oh, I almost want to look away, but I can't.
Yeah. Well, those are the moments that got me at the end.
Those are the moments that kept me awake. That's why I stayed awake, because again, the end stuff was interesting, but I didn't think it was done well enough to really hit me. But those two moments were just oh my god, how do you go there? How do you do that?
Yeah, jeez. So yeah, that's Devilman Crybaby. Overall,
Devilman Crybaby. I recommend it with some caveats. Mainly, if you can watch the first episode. I don't think you and me talked about that before. If you think you can handle if you can't handle the first episode, you will not be able to handle what comes next.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. If you can stomach the first episode, and if you watch the first episode and you think the show is for you, it might be. It's really good if that's for you. But
yeah, it's a very, very good show. I would probably say it's gonna be hard to top if animes this year are gonna have a hard time topping that for my favorite this year, but at the same time, if the last episode confuses you, do some research because it is. I think it's interesting enough to keep you entertained if you want to dig for it, but you might be confused at the very end of the show. And 2 is messed up, so if you can't handle that, get out. If you don't like shows with sad conclusions, don't watch it.
Yeah,
like, don't watch it at all. It's not. You're not gonna get a show that you'll like. You won't feel good afterward.
Yeah. No. So it's I'd recommend it, but again, my thing is I recommend it to people who I think would like it. If there's anybody that I'm like, I don't think they'd like it too, I'm not even gonna recommend it.
Yeah, like if the only anime you ever watch are like the happy shows, like happy comedies, then and this is the next thing you see, you'll probably ruin it for you'll probably ruin anime for yourself.
Yeah. This is the anime that, like, when people are like, "Oh, we need to censor Japan and everything," this is the anime.
Yeah, this is the anime. This is the anime you don't show any of your non-weeb friends. Like, if you want to keep your non-weeb friends, or you don't want them thinking you're some sort of sick weirdo, then you keep this away from them.
Yeah. So I think, unless you had any other final thoughts on the show, I think we've rambled on for long enough.
Yeah. You've heard us talk about one show for 30 minutes, so we can.
Yeah, if anything, take that as a point too. We talked for half an hour on this show, and we still could probably find more things to say.
There's so much more. Like I still have so much more to talk about with like that first few episodes, like stuff that happens in that, and like the whole sex demon stuff. Like there's so much more I could talk about, but I don't want to ramble. So like, I think this is a good point to this. To just like call it.
Yeah, so that's. Yeah, I think that's.
If people want to hear more, then I guess they can message us.
Yeah, message us. I will love to talk about this show, or just shows in general. If you want to hear our opinions on anime and different TV shows too.
I mean, if you have any shows that you want us to talk about, just send us a message.
Yeah. Well, all right. You want to call that a wrap then?
Yeah. So as always, I'm Trey.
I'm Dan.
Yep, and this has been another Lo-Fi podcast. See you later, Dumpster Goblins.
Yeah. All right.